Hi Stitchy friends, happy Thursday. Welcome to Flosstube number 16. I have to write it down because I can't keep track. And my name is Chelsea and I am the owner and pattern designer and creator for Vermont Stitchy Co. So if you're new here, welcome. Come in, settle down, grab some tea or coffee, grab your stitching as we have a chat. And for those of you who are returning, I really appreciate you being here with me today. I've got some good stuff. I have a couple finished items. One WIP, which stands for a work in progress, and I have some haul that I want to show you. So let's get started. First, I want to do a brief what's new. If this doesn't interest you, just fast forward a few minutes. It won't take too long. I was sick all last week. You can still hear it. It still is staying in my lungs and in my nose. I don't know what I have. That's fine. But for the most part, it's gone. But I do have a cough occasionally. I have to blow my nose occasionally. What else has happened? My husband has had been to and hosted 2 comedy shows, which is really cool. I refuse to go to see him. It's too cringy for me. He does make me listen to the recording afterwards. I can't even look at the video. I have to cover my eyes and just listen to him. I have a really hard time. I'm too close. I'm too close to it. So it's really annoying to sit there and to, because it's at a bar and people are talking and, sort of heckling, and I just want to stand up and be like, be quiet, be respectful, but I can't handle that. So he's done 2, which is really cool. I'm an introvert, as you guys know. That's not for me. I will gladly sit in the background and help him write the jokes or give him ideas for jokes, but getting up in front of a group of people, no thank you. My cousin is back from college, which is really great. She's at BU and I got to see her. I got to see my other cousins, so their brother and sister, the one who had the brain surgery, and he's doing excellent. Just little seizures, but not as big as they used to be, and I don't think as often, but he can walk, he can talk, he does everything. So there was a day in there, or maybe a week in there, where things were looking dicey with his speech. I'm not a doctor, but I think it was just the swelling of the brain. After you have surgery, it can impact things because it's a big, massive surgery. But he's perfectly fine now. He showed me the scar. It's under his hair, so it's really hard to see, actually. So I was like, sure, I see it. I don't know. But I'm so thankful that he is perfectly fine and he's doing well. He's ready to get out and ready to, live his life. He's 25 years old now, and the seizures have been happening for the past 6 years, so he really has been kind of stuck. So he's ready and rearing to go, and I can't wait to see what he does. It's exciting. Okay, so that's what's new. Nothing fancy. Been here in Vermont, been really hot. It was 100 degrees for the past 2 days. We're now back into the low 70s, which is what I like. Can't deal with the heat. At work, we had major layoffs literally yesterday, so it was a little bit touch and go. I was really concerned, who's getting laid off? Am I getting cut? I didn't get cut, thank goodness. I am the main breadwinner of the house, so it would be really difficult if we didn't, but counting my lucky stars, praying to whoever is looking out for me that I didn't. Okay, so let's do I'm going to show you my FFOs first let's do the haul first. So a couple weekends ago, I went with my mother-in-law to get fabric for her daughter, so my sister-in-law, because she's having a baby with her husband. So we picked out fabrics. I'm not going to show you them yet because I'm almost done with the quilt itself, and once I do that, I'm hoping to show you that here. But during that trip, I also found some Tula Pink quilt fabric on sale. look up Tulip Pink. Pause right now, look up Tulip Pink. She's absolutely amazing graphic designer, and she's been in the quilting world for a number of years, I think well over 10, and her fabrics all go together, which is absolutely amazing. So if you bought a set of fabric from, let's say, 10 years ago, and you want to match it with something that she came out, let's say, this year, they pretty much will go together. She has the forward thought to try and get all of the patterns and the color tone to match so that all of her stuff is interchangeable. And her stuff is on the more expensive side because it's such great quality, it's really lovely, and so I can't buy her stuff all the time. So let me show you what it is. Okay, so let me show you what I bought. I'm gonna make a 3-yard quilt for myself, and so each one of these are a yard a piece. So the first one is this beautiful, let's see if I can hold it up, purple poison. I'm not sure what line this is from. I don't know. It's from, oh, Deja Vu. This one's from Deja Vu. So you should be able to still find it if you like it. This is I would say a lavender background. It looks like it's coming off pink in the screen, but I'd say it's a light lavender there. So again, this is 1 yard. Then I have, let's see this, if I can get a good shot of, these are, I think they're called cameos. Those things that women used to wear on their brooches. It's just the figurehead. I think they're called cameos. They used to be brooches, but basically they're, yeah, what she's wearing here, it's what this looks like, a little bit like a cameo. So I don't know if that's the right word. So I got this as well. It's I would say a light pink on top of a purple background there with a cameo or a mirror perhaps. And let's see, I don't know if it's still from Deja Vu. Let's take a look. Sorry guys. This is also from Deja Vu. So you can see that these two will go together really nicely. And then the third and final one that I got, also 3 yards, is this. Again, pink with purple there. Kind of a bright pink. I believe this is also from it's Deja Vu again. So I got these 3 because if you go to Fabric Cafe is a quilt company based out of Texas, I believe Austin, but I'm not sure. They design and create, and they're the inventors, I don't think that's the right word, but they're the inventors of 3-yard quilt patterns. So any of their patterns are interchangeable, but the really great thing is you just use 3 yards of each, 1 yard of each to make a 3-yard quilt top. It's absolutely wonderful. I've made a bunch of them. The one I'm making for my sister-in-law is going to be a 3-yard quilt from their Make It Modern block. I'll show it to you, when I'm finished, and the book it came from. But so I bought these 3 because I want to make myself a 3-yard quilt. Lovely for Halloween, but I also just love these colors. So as you can see, my house is full of color. So this will be a wonderful addition once I get it done. I also have another 3-yard quilt that's on the more of the blue scale. So these are pinks and purples, and the other one is a blue, like my wall back there. So I was thinking that I could make it a reversible quilt, so a pattern on one side and another pattern on the other, and that way I can use them constantly but change them for switch them around for the time of year, because I like to change up the decor although this guy's late. This is still April. But I like to change up the decor in the living room for the seasons. So I think I might do that I'll show you when I'm done. But there's that. Okay. And then I got commissioned to make, I also finished the t-shirt quilt, which if you want to go on my Instagram page, it's there. The link is in the description box below, but I did finish the t-shirt quilt and it came out amazing. But I also got commissioned to make another baby blanket, not for my sister-in-law, for a bestie from college. So, and she watches, so hey girl. So here, I dropped it on the floor, of course I did. But this is, her friend is having a baby, it's a girl, and the friend likes underwater themes, not too much pink, but because it's a girl, a little bit of pink. So I bought off of Etsy this beautiful fabric. It's coming off kind of pink, light pink in the camera, or maybe a cream color, but it is white background with these beautiful little sea creatures that are sleepy, perhaps very kind of I thought it was girly, but it also has her blues and her greens that this woman likes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy coordinating colors. I'm going to go to a quilt shop and buy coordinating colors so that it won't be a quilt that's overly cutesy, because I don't think, from what my friend has told me, I don't think that's the theme they're going for in the baby room. And the woman doesn't like a lot of pink, so just a touch of pink here, a touch of pinks and purples, but it'll mostly be a kind of a pastel blue, pastel green with just a pop of this. So I think I got about a yard of this, and then I'm gonna make it. So I don't think I'm gonna do a big 3-yard quilt because this is a baby blanket, so I'm gonna do something in between. So I'm going to use up all of this and just do squares, I think, and make it radiate down at a diagonal angle. So we'll see, but I will show you the finished product for this one. And then also at that quilt shop where I bought the tulip pink, I got 2 free fat quarters. So this is a batik, and then this is just a regular fat quarter, a regular cotton fat quarter. Batiks are one of my favorite type of, put the deer like that, type of style of fabric. So batik is different. I believe it's made in Thailand. I'm not sure, but everything is printed on, everything is done by hand in terms of the color and stuff. So batiks are lovely. They're really easy to work with. There's no right or wrong side, and what I mean by that is if you open this pink fat quarter, you can see this is a dull side and here's the bright side, whereas batiks don't have that. So if you mess up, it doesn't really matter. You know, well, this batik does have a wrong side, so maybe it's not a batik. Well, if it's a real batik, batiks don't have a wrong side. I thought this was batik, that's why I chose it, but interesting. So we'll see what I do with that. Oh well. But batiks, if you want, they're so forgiving. There's not a wrong and a right side. This cat quilt here with the applique cats, those are real batiks, and there is no wrong or right side. And you can see here, it's just an applique, all of it's batik, the back as well. So it doesn't matter what side you use for the batiks. This is also a batik here as well. I just really love batiks. But that fabric will be interesting. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. We'll see. Okay, so now let's get to the good stuff. So if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen for June, I know we're at the end of June because it's June 26th, but in June I wanted to do June-O-Ween. June-O-Ween. So Halloween in June, you know, like Christmas in July. So I did 1.5 1.5 cross stitch. So let me show you. The first one is this, it's a little see-through, but this beautiful ghosts dressed up in just different outfits. We've got what I imagine is a princess, then a fairy or a butterfly, doesn't matter, and then he's dressed up as a pumpkin itself. And because the piece of fabric, the 14 count Aida cloth, was too small to fit in this hoop without cutting this guy off, I sewed just regular fabric at the bottom and the top. I don't know if you can see underneath the flower. I took a Halloween flower that I got from Michael's, nothing fancy, hot glued it to here, added a little bit of a string, and it fits in the hoop. I also designed it to have a square, so there are left and right sides, so it is a full square. So if you prefer a more square look, and if you're gonna put it on sticky board as your backing and then have fabric around it or whatever, I have designed it with an outline, but you can choose to put it in a hoop like I did. And I kind of like that the line is here and here. It gives it a funky look, but I really like this. And this is 14 count Aida Rit dyed purple, which I will link in the description box below. Let me get the second one. Okay, so the second one I did, and it's a work in progress, or also called the whip, is this. Now I did 14 count Aida Rit dye pearl gray, I believe. I will also link that in the description box below. But as you can see, maybe not, I don't know if you can tell, this is the bottom of a ghost, 2 arms, and then the head is going to be here. And I named this one Boo Berry because it's dressed up as a blueberry, a blueberry for Halloween. So it's going to have a little blue, the top of the blueberry is going to be its head, or a hat, and it's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 little tiny blueberries on the side, so that if anybody, questions it, it'll be a blueberry. So you can see I have some shading here. The white, I do have shading in the white, but I mean, it comes off a little bit, but when you stand back, it doesn't show. So if I had to redo this again, I would choose maybe a darker white and then a lighter white to denote the shading of the outfit of the blueberry, or just do one. I mean, why waste time with the shading, especially if it's not going to show up so much. So yeah, so this is not on my Etsy page. I'm going to wait till Halloween for this bad boy to come out, but I got a good start on it. I'm very excited about that. So when it comes to October, I should have a nice start, and it shouldn't take more than a week to finish this one. And I tried to find at my Michael's blueberry DMC floss color, because they do have it. The DMC does sell a blueberry color, but my Michael's didn't have it, so I had to do something a little bit different. So that's why it looks slightly not as bright as I would like it to be, but it is what it is. You can also take this pattern once it comes out, and I think this also would look really nice in red as a tomato. If you just changed all the purple to red, it would look almost exactly like a tomato. So that's something to think about if come Halloween, if you're interested in it. I think that would look really cute. I might do it, although this is a rather large piece, but I think the payout will be really lovely at the end. And finally, I got started early on Christmas in July. I realized that when I was working on this, I was getting really bored, and I was like, I need to switch it up. I don't know if that happens to you guys, but for me, sometimes it does. So I was like, let's get this Christmas in July going. Halloween and Christmas are 2 of my favorite holidays. So if I can stitch it all year long, I definitely would, but if you're trying to sell stuff, it doesn't work all the time. So let me show you. Okay, I'm back. So Christmas in July. This is the first one. This is a very small cross stitch pattern. It took a day. That's it. I was done in a day. So, and that's with working. I mean, there wasn't a lot to do at work. It was the last day of term, so, and people were getting laid off, so we were like, what's happening? So I was like, I need to cross stitch. So it took a day. It is so cute, so lovely. 3 little birdies. He's got a candy cane in his mouth. He's crunching on the candy cane, so the little birds are going after the candy cane. Oh, it does come off. It shows up. We've got little antlers, and then he's got little earrings of holly, which I just thought was so cute. I do have this little guy in a Valentine's one as well. I had a thought for a little bit that, oh, I could do this deer for every month, you know, so January it would be in a, I don't know, like a hat, and maybe, or New Year's attire, February of the hearts, you know, April, March, April, etc., etc. But I don't know about that. I might do it, but that kind of stuff doesn't make my heart happy. I don't celebrate all of those. I don't enjoy all of those. So we'll see. Maybe next year, or I'll make a couple more and maybe get that going. But for right now, and this is 14 count Aida, and I did a new type of dyeing. I cut the piece of fabric out, put it in a pot, and then what I did was I boiled hot water in my tea kettle, put 2 tea bags, black tea, on top of this fabric, so it has a little mottled look to it because it didn't take everywhere. And I just put the hot water in the pot with the 2 tea bags, like as if I was making a tea for myself. And I just did that, let it steep for 15-20 minutes, and I got this really lovely kind of, it's not coming off on camera, but it is a little bit dark tea brown. And I just did that same process this morning because I'm going to make a second Christmas in July cross stitch, and I was deciding between 2, and I wasn't sure how deep I wanted the brown to be for the tea dye. So I hedged a little bit lighter, and I used the same method. Boiled a kettle, put the hot water in, 2 tea bags, but only 10 minutes. I let it steep, and I pulled it out and checked it, and it's a lovely, gentle tea brown. It's not very dark. I don't have that with me right now, but I'm hoping to get that going. So keep an eye on my, not my Etsy page, my Instagram account. I update every few days with the posts that, with the projects that I'm doing. I'm just waiting for that piece of fabric to dry, and then I will get going on that, and I'll put a picture on my Instagram to show you. But this little guy is on my Etsy page right now if you want to get started. Again, it only took a day. As you can see, I've outlined it in a square, so I haven't cut off the sides yet. But if you, again, are one of those people who like to put it on a sticky board, who likes the slick lines, who likes that square look, no judgments, it's wonderful look. Just I can't get it to work for me. I don't know, I'm having a hard time with that. So I like the hoops, but I like the way the square looks in the hoop. I think it's very funky and cool. It gives your eye something to look at. It gives it more dynamic. It fills out the page a little bit more. So I really love it. So again, 14 count Aida, tea dyed, just black tea. Dyed it myself. You can leave it in for as long as you want. But I like this little guy, so cute. And I'm in the, I still don't think I've decided on which other pattern I'm doing for Christmas in July, but if it's the one I'm leaning towards, this little guy shows up in my Christmas sampler, so he'll show up again, which I think is very fun and very exciting. So that's that. And finally, for the month of August, I have created a cross stitch pattern based on a mug that I have. I bought a mug 6 years ago, I think it is now. A locally made mug, not here in Vermont, but in Massachusetts. I can't remember where. It's in Western Mass. It's a farm where they have crafty things that you can do. There's like a quilt room or a clay pot making room. There's a fabric studio. There's blowing glass. There's metalwork. And then once or twice a year, those artists can sell their work. So I went there and I bought this mug. The second I looked at it, I started laughing so hard. It is a dinosaur mug. I love dinosaurs. Yes, I know I say dinosaur funny. Don't know why, just do. And it is a long neck, the underwater long neck, and it has some fishy friends, and out on the shore, you're viewing it from half underwater, half above water. So there's an island, and you can see in the background, and then in the foreground you've got the dinosaur with his a few fishy friends. So because of that, I wanted to make it look sparkly, because underwater is not flat matte color. Underwater things move around. When the sun shines, you see little glittery bits. But a couple weeks ago, I asked if anybody had used any of the glittery DMC floss. Nobody said anything, which is totally fine. There's no obligation to chat on my channel at all. But I thought, okay, well, maybe nobody has done it. No, maybe the glittery DMC floss is not something. So I bought a handful of floss that will fill out this world that I've made. And let's see, you can see that it's glittery. So that's what the dinosaur is going to be. It's a gray glitter. And then the water has glitter in it. This one it's like all glittery, and I've never seen this before, but it's like all shimmery. So I thought, okay, I'll try that one. That doesn't have glitter in it. Not all of them have glitter in it, because the above water doesn't need glitter, but this is a gray with glitter in it. A light blue. And you can see the SKU number there at the top. This one is E747. I got this at Michael's. I'll do my best to put them in the description box below. No guarantees I'll get all of them, but I will. This one is C995. And you can see I write the numbers at the top, and then I put them on these little floss straps myself. I don't have a machine, or I've seen really cool, I think it was on Instagram, where somebody had a drill and they clamped their drill right here and then ran the drill and had the fabric going around. It was such an interesting way of, and time-saving way of wrapping up your floss, but I don't do that. So yes, that is going to be my August project. It is a roughly, the dinosaur one is, I think it's 100 stitches across by 100 stitches wide. That sounds like a lot, but really it's about 7.5 inches wide by 7.5 inches tall. And the Christmas in July one that I'll be working on for the remainder of July, well, for the month of July, because I'm not in July yet, that one is about 120 wide by, yeah, about 120 tall. Again, it sounds like a lot of stitches, but it's not fully covered in stitches. It's a sampler, so there are boxes around everything. And 120 by 120 is roughly 8.5 inches by 8.5 inches. So it sounds like a lot, but it's not fully covered. So it'll be relatively easy to get it done. So that will be my task. I'm hoping that I can have it done by the end of July to be able to put on my Etsy page. But like I said before, this little deer is on Etsy right now, as is the Halloween. No obligation to buy, you don't have to, but if you want to check them out, I've got some pictures and videos on my Etsy shop, and I think you will enjoy them. So that is it for me. We're at that 30 mark. I don't want to make it 30-minute mark. I don't want to make my videos much longer than 30 minutes because that's a lot. You got things to do. So I want to say to you guys again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you got some inspiration from me. I hope maybe this put a spark in you to cross stitch or quilt. Remember, quilters are welcome here too. I'm both. And I hope you enjoy your day. Have a lovely weekend. Stay cool if you're in a hot area and enjoy some stitching. Bye.